Day my life was filled with rain.
Yup, you know it. You know it.
I love it.
I feel like,
So
does
go
that work?
Yeah. Go up a little bit maybe. Oh.
Oh, there.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh, look at that.
Perfect.
Oh, look, if I have a zit right here, I could just,
There you go.
I could just cover it up.
Funny. So you want to, not to tell you what to do, but tell everybody why you were here?
I mean, is anybody watching?
Well, they might. It's going to be live.
Well,
they might rewatch it again.
Yeah, they could. So I'm here with Nikki Burnett of Taste Life Nutrition, my first live radio show. So let's see what happened. My mom said no F-bombs, and I said F you. No, I'm kidding.
Is your mom going to be watching?
I think so. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I gave her the URL and everything. So
Cool.
and I was like, just go to my Facebook page.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to start getting some stuff here ready.
Yeah.
So what'll happen is that one on the right will start to circle and then turn red when we start.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. All right. I am always doing something technically wrong. Hopefully not today.
Nah, I think we're good. What's the worst that could happen?
I don't know. I've never had anything too bad happen, but I'm always screwing up the technical stuff.
Yeah.
Always. And there's not that much to do.
No.
So there's somebody watching. Hey.
I think that's Mike Walton.
Oh, nice. Hi,
Yeah.
Mike.
Hi, Mike. I think I saw his little face pop up
Cool.
on there. Yeah. I know, I have to remember not to look there. I have to look there.
I know, and I do that a lot because it's distracting because I'm seeing myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we could have put it up there in hindsight.
Oh, I don't know that I've ever noticed that one. Or I would.
Do I have a sec?
No, we're on. Yeah, it's okay. Hey everybody, Nikki Burnett here. Taste Life Nutrition Radio, streaming live on KUHSdenver.com, where we are here to talk about truth in healthcare. And what does that mean even? Ooh, that's really loud. Truth in healthcare. Health is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relational. It's everything. And my goal of, with this show is to really bring to you the truth and people who are doing amazing things in this world and who are really helping people to thrive, not just survive, but to get out there, work hard, have fun, and live in this life that's as large as, I know, I had it up too loud. Okay.
Speak louder.
See, I told you I always do something wrong with the technical stuff. And anyway, okay, so I'm going to continue. What? 3? This one? Oh, no. 3?
2 and 3.
I thought it was 2 and 4.
This is 4.
Oh, jeez. Now I'm.
It's all right. We'll get it. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Give her her meds.
Give her her meds.
I need to take my.
Do you want a
meds.
margarita?
I definitely want a margarita. And by the way, happy Cinco de Mayo. Okay, we have it together. Finally, I have it together. You've already had it together. Okay, so let's try this again. My goal with this show, and every time we come on, is to really bring to you people who are rocking it, who are doing amazing things for people and helping people, as I said, to really live and not just survive, but to really thrive and live as large as possible. And that's kind of been my thing lately is living large. Let's not just, kind of get by and, do the, we get to where we feel so yucky sometimes and life is so short. Live it large and do the best you can and have fun with it and do great things. And so when I bring people on, that's what they're doing. They're doing great things and they're helping people to do great things. And that's the goal, is to, put it out there and have everybody do as many great things as possible. Yeah. I think. And to be of service. Everybody who has been on is an entrepreneur and they're out there to serve others, to serve the people who are working to make the world go round. So today we have Sunny Hop of Sunny Blake Fitness. I always have to say, is it
Mouthful.
Sunny Blake or is it Sunny Hop or is it anyway? So Sunny Hop of Sunny Blake Fitness, who is doing amazing things in the world. So I'm so glad you're here. Thanks
For
you.
having me. I'm excited. This is fun.
Yeah, it is
so
fun.
fancy.
It's a little bit different from your typical podcast for sure, but it's very cool. And if I didn't say it already, we do stream live. This is internet radio, streaming live all over the globe, which is super fun and a little bit intimidating. I think we're at about 140,000 viewers and listeners at this point. So cool stuff. Yeah, it's really fun. And that's the amazing thing, is sharing amazing people. I know I keep saying that, but it's just the truth. I get excited about it. So anyway, as always, we start the show with gratitude. And I would like for you to tell us today, what are you most grateful for?
Ooh. That's a big question. What am I most grateful for? Today, I would say the sunshine. Because
Oh my gosh, I was the same way, yes.
It's been raining for the past 2 days in Colorado, and we always know that there's a lot of rain in Colorado. But I would say overall, like, this is going to sound really cheesy and corny, but I'm most grateful for my health and the relationships in my life.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's huge because they are impacting you and you are also impacting them. And it's all, it's the positivity. This is why we want to, share gratitude, because gratitude can change the world.
Yeah.
And that's the goal. And I missed this morning, but I'm going to do it when I get home. I did not practice my gratitude. I prayed, so there's gratitude in there. But anyway, what am I most grateful for? I usually try to think about it before coming in, and I didn't this morning. I think I was running a little bit behind, but that's okay. I agree with you. It's, one of the things that I say a lot is when I meditate, my best place to meditate is in the sun.
Yes.
So it gets me out of away. It's one of the only things that gets me away from my desk and out in the backyard in the sun and just laying out and letting the sun just fill me up. And it's amazing. And so kind of playing off today is sunny and it's going to be sunny.
And I'm
sunny. But playing off that a little bit, I am so, because I've missed it the last couple of days, is getting out and laying in the sun and just enjoying it. And so I'm really looking forward to that few minutes that I get to go sit in the sun and just enjoy it. So I'm grateful for the sun. Super grateful for the sun.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. And with that said, don't be afraid of the sun. Please don't be afraid of the sun. Don't wear sunscreen every day. Don't feel like you can't get a little bit pink. Getting a little bit pink is okay, depending on your skin. I can't help but to put this out there because everybody's like, I wear sunscreen every day, all day long, on my whole body.
Yeah.
Or even, and we're afraid of the wrinkles and the things. The sun is life-giving. Without the sun, we have nothing. It's life-giving for us. Don't be afraid that it's going to cause cancer. What's potentially causing the cancer? The stuff you're putting on your skin to protect you from the sun. So think about that. Be aware of it. Don't be afraid of the sun. Just love it. Even if it's for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is
and the
good.
sun can do amazing things for our brain chemistry.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I follow a neurologist and we talk about like when you wake up in the morning, getting bright light, ideally natural sunlight within 30 minutes of waking helps regulate, guess what we're going to be talking about, weight loss, leptin, ghrelin, sleep hormones, all of that. So like sun and unblocked sun is really good for us. Like vitamin D is essential.
Go figure.
And it's free because we just have to go outside.
Yeah. It is amazing. It's truly amazing. And so, don't be afraid of it. And that brings, there are two things. They say to regulate sleep cycles and that kind of thing, get out in the sun before 10 a.m. And then to get the best sun for your skin and for your body, it's that between 10 and 2. So it's kind of an interesting twice a day for a few minutes for regulation, for weight loss, it speaks to us. The sun literally speaks to us, just like I talk about food speaks to us. The nutrients in food are what tells our body and our cells and our DNA what to do. Same with the sun. So get out in the sun today and have a margarita.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yes. And guacamole.
Oh, definitely have guacamole. I have guacamole every day.
Yeah. Guacamole is amazing.
It is. Okay, cool. So we're going to start the show, as always, with just a little bit about who you are, why you're here, what excites you, what brought you to this point. and a little bit about what you do.
Yeah.
Because you do a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
I like to do a lot. I'm an achiever at heart. Yeah. So who I am. So I'm Sunny of Sunny Blake Fitness. What I do, I'm like, do I look there? Do I look there?
You look.
I'll just
You
go
look. You
I'll
back and
just
forth.
look
Yeah.
wherever I want
You
to.
do. Yeah.
I'll look wherever I want to because I'm an adult and I can do what I
You
want.
can. It's easy. This is all easy. We're just having some fun.
Yeah. So I'm a multi-certified wellness coach, health coach, and trainer. So what that basically means is I work with people on all aspects of their health, because we know that health is more than working out. Health is more than the food we put in our body. If we're eating really well and we're not working out, we're not going to be as optimally healthy as possible. If we're working out, but we're stressed at work, we have no close interpersonal relationships, we have no spiritual health, and we're not getting outside, we're not going to have a very good time, right? So what I do is I work with my clients on all dimensions and all aspects of their health. So I break it down to what we do with our bodies, so movement and sleep, what we surround our bodies with, so our environmental health, our work, our relationships, all of that, and then what we put in our bodies, so nutrition, food, drink, water, supplements, vitamins, minerals, all of that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I've been doing this for 18 years, actually.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
good for
I
you.
started as a group fitness instructor and personal trainer.
Okay.
And then very quickly realized that 2 hours a day or 2 hours a week in a gym with a client is not enough to help really make a surmountable impact on their lives. And so then I started to get curious and say, okay, well, you know, as personal trainers, we know a little bit about nutrition. So I wanted to know a lot about nutrition. So I got, education, certifications in nutrition coaching. I have my degree in psychology. So I've gotten additional training in habit, mindset, lifestyle coaching. And now what I do is I work with my clients on everything. Everything, because it all plays together.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. It's that holistic approach, and just working, just like you said, working on one thing. So as a nutritionist, people go, well, you work with food. Well, sure, I work with people with food, but you have to look at it holistically. You have to do all of the things, not in excess, but health is holistic. It's global. It's anyway, carry on.
What else do you want me to say? What else did you ask me?
Well, so one of the things that I thought was interesting, because I love education.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like I can't get enough.
Yeah.
And if I could just do it all the time, that's what I would do. I would also work with clients. I mean, that's why you get education. But I love to be educated. So I was, running around your website a little bit, having some fun. And so you can go to her website. I don't remember which page it is, but which shows all of her certifications.
I have a lot.
She does. And it's awesome. That's what we want. We want people who know a lot, because, I know that there's a lot of things that I don't know, and I go to the people who know a lot about those things, right? This is why I don't do bookkeeping.
Me too.
That was my first giveaway. Was I'm giving away bookkeeping because this is making me hate my job.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my goodness. So I think what got you into, even 18 years ago, did you what made you decide I want to be a personal trainer? You're obviously super sporty.
So what's really interesting is my story. I was blessed with the proverbial silver spoon of health in my mouth. I grew up with parents that met on a tennis court. My mom never brought sugar into the house.
Wow.
I didn't have soda until I was 12.
Holy smokes.
We had
I grew
balanced.
up on soda.
Yeah,
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, we had balanced meals. I'd go for runs with my dad. My dad was my soccer coach. I played every single sport possible. So just growing up, movement, eating well, paying attention. We grew up in a house where we had a lot of animals around. So compassion and kindness and gratitude. So I was taught, my parents taught me at a very early age to respect my health and then respect the lives of other beings out there in the forms of animals.
Yeah.
So I've just been healthy my entire life. Now it's obviously it's cyclical. It's gone up and down, right?
Sure.
Like everything does. Sometimes I eat really well. Sometimes I really want a cupcake. Sometimes I work out 5, 6, 7 times a week. Sometimes it's yoga every day. But throughout my life, I've always just been really healthy. In college, I was like a front row person in the group fitness class, and I worked at a martial arts studio.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I worked at a
I always wanted to do that.
Yeah, I'm a high green belt in Taekwondo, people. Don't mess with me.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so that's when I started teaching group fitness. I had an instructor come up to me and say, I think you'd be really good at that. And she was like the tipping point, like the starting point for me in like my professional health career.
Isn't that fun when one person stands out that makes such a huge impact on your entire life?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. She's like, you have so much energy. You know the choreography better than I do. I need a sub. Why don't you become an AFA certified instructor?
Nice.
And I was like, get paid to work out? Like, duh.
Right.
Yeah. So it was my side hustle for a really long time. I worked professionally in marketing and advertising in New York. I did the same thing in sports marketing and advertising in Australia.
Okay.
In New York, I worked in the liquor industry. And then in Australia, I worked in the sports and liquor industry. And then I would say, so I was a personal trainer and a fitness instructor at the time, just like that was my side hustle. And then I was blessed that 6 years ago, I got laid off of
Isn't that funny when you call that a blessing? It is a blessing. It can be. Yeah.
I got laid off of my really stressful, horrible work environment job. Got laid off. My boss let me go, and I said thank you, and handed her my laptop, and have never looked back. And all these doors started opening, and I started to get multiple certifications. I studied nutrition, habit, mindset, coaching, a few additional fitness certifications, and I'm a firm believer in putting things out there in the universe and listening for the doors and the windows that open, and the universe was like, yes, this is your calling. This is what you're supposed to do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's this amazing thing, clarity, which is this is a new, not a new experience, but a very in my face experience over the last couple of weeks, is when you find clarity, it's like, just like you said, the doors open, like, holy smokes.
Yes.
And it's this amazing sort of crazy, beautiful thing, this clarity and understanding and searching and knowing what it is you're supposed to do. It's so fun.
It's very, I felt lighter.
Yeah.
Like when I made the decision, like everything started to fall into place. I started to have people call me out of the blue, saying, oh my God, I heard that you just got your nutrition certification. Like, can you coach me? And, because these were people before that would ask me to do it, and I would say no. Because I'm like, I'm not certified. I'm not going to touch you with the 10-foot pole.
Yep.
And I just remember making the decision and just immediately feeling lighter. And then the universe tested me. I got a really awesome job offer to go back into marketing.
Oh.
And I said no.
Yeah. I've been there too. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
The
universe was like, are you sure? Look at this. And I was like, oh gosh.
Do I?
Yeah.
It's the money, it's the stuff, all of the things.
Stability. Being an entrepreneur is tough. It's highly motivating, and I feel so great about it, but it's also comes with it a different type of stress.
Yeah. I had I say this real quick because I think it's important. I was in the medical world a lot, so I sold pharmaceuticals, I sold surgical devices, I did business development, and so leaving that also, I just got tired of the corporate America, and knowing my entire life I studied nutrition. I was like, this is just not, there's a clash, right? Talk about clarity. It's like, this is a clash. And I had when I finished nutrition school, I had a recruiter reach out to me, and they saw my resume, and then they saw that I now had my nutrition degree, and they were like, we have a pharmaceutical company who is expanding their nutrition line. I'm like, nutrition, huh?
Pharmaceutical nutrition.
So it's like, all right, I'll buy it. Let's talk about it. And so first she didn't tell me what it was. I was like, okay, I'll interview. We'll see. And then as we got deeper into it, before I interviewed, because in pharma, what do you get the cars, you get the money, you get the credit card, you get all of the things. I've been there. I mean, it's nice, but I hated it.
Yeah.
So the nutrition product, Ensure.
Ensure, ENSURE, the drink to your health. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a soapbox. And anybody who is dealing with cancer, I need you to listen to me. This was this pharmaceutical company selling in this product into oncology. It's disgusting. I've told this story once, I think only once before on the show. But it's full of sugar, it's full of chemicals, it is full of all the things that are going to feed cancer, because cancer is an inflammatory disease. And Ensure is not feeding the body. Ensure is not feeding you if you have cancer, it's not feeding you if you don't have cancer. Don't give it to your kids, don't give it to your grandparents, stay far away from it. Any of those things. I mean, and I'm talking, I could say Ensure, but I'm talking any of these mass-produced, chemical-laden foods are not feeding the body. And this is also part of why we do the show, is because we're going to point out the things that are damaging, that are deadly, that are life-taking. And I think it's important to do that. And it's important for us to get back to, which is a part of our discussion today, get back to basics and understanding food and understanding what it is that the body needs, even outside of food, that is going to help us to thrive. And we live in a a culture now where so many of us are so confused about the food, about what's best for them as far as their movement. We're constantly stressed. We have this amazing traumas. The traumas that I see on my intakes when people come to me, it breaks my heart. I can't. More people have dealt with some kind of terrible trauma, especially when they were children, than I want to even know about, and it's heartbreaking. But my point to all of that is, we have so much connection and information overload, and we're sicker and sicker, and heavier and more confused and more frustrated and more upset, and we don't understand what to do. and it really. We want to today is about debunking, the weight loss myths, but there's so much that goes into that. And it sounds basic because it is basic. Let's take it back to basics. Let's take it back to you're an individual. Let's take it back to taking food from the earth. Let's take it back to eating. Eating and not working, kind of that mindful eating. Yeah. All of these things that make such a huge difference. And I'm going to get off my soapbox now.
Should I pull it down?
Probably, yeah. But let's start talking about that a little bit. Let's talk about some of the things that you hear so often when it comes to, I need to lose weight. Why isn't this working for me? Or what can I do?
Yeah, I think... you said a few really awesome things there. You said a lot of awesome
Too many, yeah.
You said a lot of awesome things there. I'm like, how do I unpack this? Well, yeah, I mean, generally, so the people that come to me tend to want to lose weight. Yeah. So that's kind of what I specialize in. Anywhere from, typically 20 to 60, 80 pounds. Yeah. Right.
And she's got great testimonials on the pictures are awesome.
Thank you.
I love that. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And how we do that? We focus on really simple habits. And we'll get into that in a minute. But a lot of the stuff I hear, it's so interesting because I think what is happening with diet culture and with weight loss culture is we're creating dependency. Yeah. The companies are creating dependency. And they're saying, you know what? You can lose weight, but only if you drink this shake 4 times a day and you take these pills 3 times a day and you do it while you're standing on your head and speaking in Latin. Right? And it's like, oh my God, how do I do this? I can't lose weight without insert product name here. Right? So I get a lot of people coming to me that are just incredibly confused. And they're incredibly confused with questions, and I'm going to be really honest, that don't effing matter. Yeah. They're like, when should I take my protein? And I'm like, well, okay, first off, are you consuming enough protein? Yeah. And are you working out? And are you drinking enough water? And they're like, how many carbs is 2 carbs? I heard fruit is really bad for you. And they're saying this as they're sipping on a big gulp. Right. So yeah, it's like what the culture has done and the industry has done is made it so that way people aren't thinking for themselves. And what I do is like really help people understand how to think for themselves.
Yeah. Well, and that's so true, because this is what we get. And I I don't have a problem with supplements. I love supplements, right? When they're necessary. I call them therapeutic because I think that's what they're meant to be, the right ones. But what we see are these weight loss businesses that are actually more marketing companies that have you on monthly plans, like you said, the drinks or the food, the boxed food. This was my mom for so many years, the boxed food that doesn't have to go in a refrigerator.
I did that.
Oh no! It's amazing what we do when we don't know better,
did that.
right?
I forget what it was called.
Yeah.
I did it, and I was like, it doesn't have to be refrigerated, and it was wrapped in plastic, and I was like, how is this good for me? But they said I could lose weight, so I'm gonna do it.
Yes. I can't think of what it is right now either. But that's the thing. It's not about weight loss to them. It's about getting you on their monthly plan so they can keep you sending them money every month.
Yeah.
And so these are the things that are a huge problem in our world. And I have no problem. I mean, we have to spend money on things. It's not about spending money. It's not about taking money, but it's about doing it right on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and what you said is really interesting about supplements. The definition of a supplement is it's supposed to supplement what you're already doing.
Right.
So I love supplements for the fact that, like, for me personally, I'm vegan, right? So I am, no matter how much spinach and dark leafy greens I eat, vitamin D and iron are tough for me to get. So I must supplement with it, but I'm not doing it as an excuse or a reason to not actually consume the foods which contain those natural vitamins and minerals.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's an important point. I think anybody out there who is vegan, you need to understand that you're not getting everything that you need and you have to supplement with it. I do work with vegans, and there are multiple reasons, and that's not what we want to get into, but it's knowing what it is that you need and you're missing, because you can become really depleted and it can create a huge problem. So know that if you're a vegan, see somebody who can help and give you guidance on those things, because it's really important.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry. Okay.
I'm like, well, I could talk about veganism all day. I've been in it for 18 years. What's up?
I was vegan for a year. That was about it. Yeah. So what else do you see? Let's see what time we got. What else do you see when people come to you and they are, I guess, their frustrations? Are there other frustrations that you see that and well, yes, that's. I had another question. I'm like, I'm going to wait.
Yeah, I think the number one frustration is that people are just like, Sunny, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Or here's what I'm doing, and it's not working. How can you help?
And it worked for my husband, but why isn't it working for me?
Or this Instagram star told me that I should reverse diet because it worked for them. And so that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I see that, and then just a lot of lack of motivation.
Because you're so frustrated.
Because you're frustrated, and I think, I have people ask me all the time, and I'm sure you have people ask you all the time, how are you so motivated? How are you so motivated to work out all the time and eat well all the time? And the answer is I'm not. But I'm dedicated and I'm determined.
Yeah.
And so it's really helping to pull apart motivation versus dedication and determination and like consistency.
Yeah.
Right? Because I say this all the time, I'm like, do you think Michael Phelps was motivated to get into the pool every single day?
Yeah.
No. But he is determined to be the best. Right. So his determination outweighs his motivation.
And I think to add on to that, though, is a lot. Motivation can also come with, and determination, and those things can also come with feeling better. Yeah. So you take those baby steps. You're like, okay, Sunny, I'm going to start to work with you.
Yep.
And I don't feel good, and my knees hurt, and my belly is bloated, or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to start, and so you are there to hold that person accountable.
Yep.
And then a week. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, you're like, okay, I'm starting to feel some change. I'm starting to feel, and it's what's so interesting, it's one of my favorite things. I'm feeling the inflammation go away. I'm like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like you can feel it go away.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing thing. And then you're going, now I'm becoming more motivated, which makes me more determined. And you're still going to have those times, right? Where you're like, I want to sit on the couch and watch TV. and maybe sometimes you do, but then you don't beat yourself up and you don't continue it. You get off the couch and you go see Sunny. Or me, I can't help it. But
One of us.
And so I love that because it is so often I talk about the vicious downward cycles, but this is an amazing upward cycle.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
There's this incredible, so I mean, going back to motivation in habit building and in habit forming, it's been shown and proven that motivation comes after we start to see results.
Yes.
So the kicker there is you have to have some system in place to get you to the point where you start to feel the inflammation go away, where you start to, I've had clients say, I woke up, I put my feet on the ground, I prepared for the groan, and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Or I didn't hit my snooze button today, or I fell asleep quicker, or I got home from work and I had energy to play with my kids, or I didn't need my second coffee for the day. And so we need a system to get us to that point where we start to see results. And that's, I think, the thing that people struggle with. The most. I would say the other thing people struggle with the most is, well, I did this in the past and now it's not working for me. So it's like, well, when I was 20, what I did is I worked out for 3 hours a day and I cut out drinking and I lost 20 pounds. And I'm like, okay, how old are you now? And they're like, I'm 45. I'm like, okay, what's happened since you were 20? Well, I've had 2 kids. I have a husband, a job, this, that. Okay, so you're not the body that you were back then.
Hormonally, biochemically, all of it.
Mentally. Yeah. And so, it's like what we were talking about before. What works for you in your 20s might not work for you in your 40s, might not even work for you a year later. What works for you might not work for me.
Right.
Every single body is completely different. We are all snowflakes. Everyone is completely different.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
So I love this because, we often are doing things on our own. But often, I think more often than not, it takes somebody to help you and to push you and to hold you accountable and to motivate you and to put those systems in place. And which goes back to individuality, because systems that work for one person may not work for another. It was somebody I was talking to who said, okay, I have a client who just needs to put on her gym clothes or whatever it was, or to go for a run, whatever she was doing, at night before she goes to bed, because then when she gets up, she just has her shoes right there. She gets up and she goes straight out. And so it's those little tips and tricks that somebody that you're working with on a personal level can help you to determine, based on your lifestyle, your needs, your goals, your all of the things, your family, your history, put it all together, who can help you to sort of open your mind a little bit to the things that you don't know, because there's a lot that I don't know. I know that when I'm trying to do something new, I don't see outside of my box well. And I need somebody, that's why I have a business coach, right? That's why I have people who help me with marketing, because I see science and I'm a nerd and this is what I look at and I like the details of it, and I love looking at labs and this is what I know. And then when I want to market, I'm like, let's talk about the science. People are like, I don't care about the science. I want to lose weight or I want to feel better.
Right.
Anyway, this is why we have people who do what they do and to give guidance and have the knowledge base to help the individual to succeed.
Yeah,
right?
and I think it's something like, God, and I should remember this when I was going through my training. I think when you have an accountability partner, you're like 80% more likely
it's huge
to succeed. Even just telling your spouse, your coworker, your friend, just makes you, it's like astronomical how much. And so that's like why anytime I go through a habit change, I tell everyone. Like when I decided I'm going to become vegan, I told everyone, not I'm trying to be vegan. I'm like, I am now vegan. I'm now vegan, so don't offer me anything else. And this is just what I do. When I quit drinking for a few years, I was like, I don't drink anymore. I don't drink. I'm a person that doesn't drink. And so when you verbally say it, and then you have people that are in your circle that are supportive of you, then they're gonna, you know, if I'm like, I don't drink, and I'm like, Nikki, let's go get a margarita. It was a really hard day. You're gonna be like, no, Sonny, you don't drink.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not gonna do that. Let's go for a run instead, or let's go get a soda water or kombucha or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Real quick, I need to take a quick break and talk about our amazing sponsors, Cellcore Biosciences. Have you heard of Cellcore?
Of course.
Do you use Cellcore?
Starting next week.
Yeah, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Amazing company. I love everything about them. Are you going to their conference? No. It is hot.
I'm just gonna take this off.
Yeah, I know. It gets really warm in here. So Cellcore is fairly new to the supplement game. You can only get them through practitioners because they are so effective, but sometimes effective can mean over the top, too strong, right? And you need to know how to use them. But the goal of the company, and what makes them so unique, is their delivery system of the nutrients and the way that they work, and getting to the foundation of health, getting to the cellular health, getting to the mitochondrial health, and eliminating the things that don't need to be there, such as environmental toxicants, heavy metals, mold, bacteria, yeast, worms. I say it every time.
They're in there.
They're in there. And they're much more than you can imagine. Have no doubt. So it's a hard thing to take in. I have to say this because I say it a lot, and people kind of put it into perspective when I say this, is that we deworm our farm animals. We deworm our dogs and cats. I'm not for that. I don't deworm them without knowing that they have something. But point is, when we were, pre-industrial revolution, we would eat things that would naturally get rid of bacteria and worms and parasites and things that aren't supposed to be there. And we don't do that anymore. So what do we have? Well, we have bacteria, worms, and parasites. I see it all the time. So this is an amazing company who helps in all of these ways. They have products that have been truly mind-blowing and life-changing. I've not seen anything like it. So I'm grateful for Cellcore and all that they're doing, all the support they give to us as practitioners, so we can support our clients and patients out there. So that's what I got. Let's talk some more fun.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, so I have so many things here. The way that you work with people. So you have systems in place, and I know as we talked about, everything is individualized per person, but there is sort of a general way that you approach working with people. What does that look like?
Such a big question. Yeah. So yes, everything is personalized, but there is a system in place.
Yeah.
What I tend to do is, as we said before, motivation often comes after we start to see results. So in our first month of working together, first couple weeks of working together, I have something called the Jumpstart to Success.
Cool.
And it's basically a sprint to start to get the person to see results.
As quick as possible. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But the key there is that we're not sprinting for 6 months straight. We have a short sprint to kind of kickstart, get things going, right? Because I'm sure you find this as well. When people sign with you, and the day that they say I'm ready, that is when like the motivation is the highest. So we want to capitalize on that, right? So the first couple weeks, are filled with accountability. Oftentimes I don't really tell them to change anything. I'll actually just say, take a picture of all of the food you eat every day. And by process, they're like, well, I'm not going to take a photo of a molten chocolate cake and send it to my coach. Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll have strawberries for dessert instead, right? I have them really focus on their hydration because water is life. If anybody follows me, I think like every 5th post I talk about how important water
It's
is.
so important, and the water out of the faucet is not great. So filter your water with a good filter.
Yes. And then we really like my basis is movement. And our bodies are designed to move. Our bodies are designed to move.
Yeah.
Bodies are designed to move. It breaks my heart when I hear people say, oh, my knees are starting to hurt. I'm just getting old. And I'm like,
no, it's not true.
No, we should be able to deadlift our body weight until the day we're gone.
Yeah.
So I really work with my clients on building like foundational movement patterns. From there, it's really exploratory, as I'm sure a lot of what you do is. It's, what I tell people, like we're all a bunch of nerds. It's hypothesis, test, results, and then rejigger. Right.
Rejigger.
Yeah,
I
that's a technical term. Look it up.
That's awesome.
Look it up.
Rejigger.
We rejigger it a little bit, right? But what I do, it's, change is hard enough. Our brains are like anthropomorphically designed to not want to change because we attribute change to discomfort and pain and fight or flight, and we're gonna run, right? And so what I do with my clients is we work on an easy scale. Okay. So I have 1 is the easiest, 10 is the hardest. We talk about behavioral change, and we talk about the first behavioral change is going to be the easiest for them to make.
Cool.
Because I think, going back to the topic of this, debunking weight loss myths, people tend to make things really, really hard.
Yeah.
And people tend to be really, really hard on themselves.
Yes.
So when we take change, which is hard, a plan, which is hard, and a hypercritical, self-critical person, what do those 3 really tough things do? It creates a pyramid that's bound to collapse. Right?
Yeah.
So we pull that apart, right? We say, what's the easiest change we can make? That'll have the biggest impact. You've never worked out before? Okay, the easiest change we can make, you're going to go for a walk every single day. If you need help making that walk easier, you're going to sleep in your workout clothes.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Your shoes are going to be right there by the door. And then, and then we basically move forward from there.
Yeah.
And we look to create ripple effects and keystone habits. So, you talked about it in your reel before this, of when you start to work out, you start to crave healthier food. You start to sweat more. You start to drink more water. You're more fatigued towards the end of the day. You sleep better.
Yep.
So working out can be your keystone habit. This could be the flip. If you get up early and you meditate in the morning, it gets your mind right. It makes you not yell at your children as they disturb your meditation, right? You go to work a happy, positive person. You have better relationships. You make better choices. You have the salad, or you have the fast food as the option. You're in a positive mindset. You're going to go for the salad. So it's all about these just seemingly minuscule but really important habits that we zero in on.
Yeah, and I love that. And it's, I think when people start, especially when they start on their own, they're seeing everything is so big.
Yes.
And so many changes, and I don't know where to start. And so they try to do it all, and then they're going on a diet, right?
Yeah.
We don't diet. That's a lie. That's a lie. Therapeutic diets are there for a reason. I see keto as a therapeutic diet. I honestly see veganism as a therapeutic diet. And I see, there are times and reasons, but I think we've got to be really careful, especially when we don't know what we're doing. You know what you're doing. In dieting, it's really lifestyle. It's not about making the changes for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. It's about, setting milestones and hitting goals, but it's not about saying, okay, I'm going to eat vegetables for a week and then I can have my McDonald's or whatever it is,
Right? Or I'm going to eat vegetables for a week and the 10 pounds are going to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're 1,000% correct. I think when we think about like the era we grew up, like, I was in high school in the 90s and in college in the 90s and the 2000s, and it was diet era.
Yes.
It was, I'm going to do the 30-day celery diet.
Oh gosh.
Remember that? And the cabbage soup diet, right?
And
what happens, right? What happens, we lose weight, but then day 31 comes and I eat a carrot and the weight comes back on.
Yeah.
Because we taught our body to operate in an environment that's not conducive for sustainability and consistency.
Right.
And so I think, you deal with this a lot, I'm sure. I deal with this a lot. It's not a diet change, it's a lifestyle change. Yeah. And, I work with clients primarily 35 plus. So they've been in this lifestyle arguably for 35 plus years. Yeah. And steering that ship takes time.
It does.
And what a lot of people miss when they're trying to lose weight is time and patience and a realization that the weight's going to come. The weight loss is going to come. The maintenance, the weight gain is going to come. There are some people that do need to gain weight. There are some people that have weight gaining goals. The muscle mass is going to come if you're a bodybuilder or whatever it is. Like, let's not be so gung-ho on the end result that we do it in a really unhealthy way, either unhealthy for our body or unhealthy for our mind or unhealthy for our relationships. Yeah.
Yeah, because it can be, if you look at it that way, it can just be defeating. And then is that motivating? Not usually. So we want to not feel defeated, and we want to be excited about what we're doing. And if we make goals, make them short-term goals. You know, I think it's good and it's fine to have your long-term goals, but just don't expect them tomorrow.
Yeah. And like, you know, the way that you asked how I work, I love taking a goal and breaking it down to its lowest common denominator. And say, okay, client, in order for you to achieve 80 pounds of weight loss, what are the habits that you must do every single day? And we focus on those habits and not on this big 80-pound goal. We focus on the little habits of moving well, moving often, feeding ourselves with food which fuels and serves our bodies, sleeping well, having positive social relationships. Right? Versus waking up every day going, I gotta lose 80 pounds, or I gotta gain 80 pounds, or I gotta, whatever it is. It's just, nope, what can I do today to move closer to my goal?
I have a client who's amazing. She's been such a joy. But because of her doctor told her that she needed her weight, I think it was under 150. And I mean, she's not a heavy person, right? She's tall and anyway, but she has in her head now, and the things that she's done with her health. I mean, so we run labs, and we're watching the inside changes, and then we can see the outside changes on her face. It's been so much fun. This is what brings us to what we do, right? You're like, this is amazing. But she still has it in her head. My doctor told me this is where I have to be, and this is my BMI, and I have to sometimes say, I had to do this yesterday. Let's take a step back, and let's understand that all that you're doing, she moves every day, that all that you're doing is changing your body composition, you're losing weight, you're gaining muscle. So let's not worry so much about that number that's on the scale. Your clothes fit well, you feel good. And so sometimes these things that are put into our heads are not really quite the right way to look at them. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah. I work with my clients all the time that get like stuck on a number. And it's like, let's remove, the number is good directionally, is what I like to say. But as you said, muscle weighs more than fat. Surprise! If you're lifting weights, you're going to gain weight, right? But it's good weight. Our body loves muscle, right? So when we're dealing with body composition changes, I would much rather be 10 pounds heavier and as happy as I am right now than 10 pounds lighter and miserable. And so it's all about finding the ideal weight for the person. Now, excess weight, it's a sticky wicket, right? Like excess weight is not good. But how much excess weight it's up to the person, and it's up to, it's all about the feel too.
Yeah, for sure. What is your view on jumping on a scale every day?
I jump on a scale every day.
Do you?
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
For me, I look at my weight clinically, and I look at it as directional to say. To me, it's just a number. I actually don't attribute anything to the number on the scale. But I just go, oh, yep, I imbibed a little bit more last night than I wanted to. I had a little bit too much chips and guacamole at Adelita's last night. Oh, yep, there's that pound. But it's totally fine because I know tomorrow it's going to be down 2 pounds. My weight fluctuates about 5 pounds a day.
A day?
Yes.
No kidding?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Yes.
Well, and that's with food and all the things, right?
Food and water and exercise.
You're doing it all throughout the day even.
So it's just fun I don't know, I'm a little neurotic.
Okay. I get that if you're looking at it from a healthy way and you're like, I want to know what my body's doing. I get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I try to steer my clients clear of weighing themselves every day because it can become an obsession, and it can become, it can become they step on the scale and then they start to attribute their self-worth to the weight. And if the number goes down, then they're a good person. And if the number stays the same or goes up, then they're a bad, horrible, terrible person. And what did they do that was so wrong? And that is really, really unhealthy.
Yeah.
So I like weight and things like in-body scans and you know, the hydro water tests as data and as research to say, what's my starting point? What's our goal? What should we do in between? And use it purely as that. Yeah.
Perfect. That's good. You know, you hear it. I hear it. I tend to be on I understand the looking at it clinically, but I try to tell my clients, my mom used to weigh herself all the time, and it would make her crazy. And we fluctuate, especially as women, you know, so, you know, during certain times of the month, we'll put on 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds, which is, talk about defeating. It's really frustrating. I'm one of those. I'm like, what? And so I actually, during that time, I don't weigh myself. Like, I know I'm going to be heavier. I don't want to know about it. I know I can feel it. And then I'm just going to not do it. But I think jumping on a scale periodically is also, well, it's also it can help to motivate you when you can feel that there's change. As long as there's an understanding that you may also put on if you're putting on muscle.
I'm a big fan of finding clothes that either fit perfectly where you are if weight loss is a goal, and then gauging it. I have male clients that do the belt buckle, right? They're like, ooh, new notch, like new belt buckle notch, what's up? And I'm also a fan of taking photos, of progress photos. Now, we know that there's many forms of progress, right? Like I said before, I would rather have a client that I work with, you know, have a massive mental shift and mindset and habit shift before a weight loss shift. Because, like, you know, fun fact, like, our personal worth is not attributed to how we look. And so I think stepping on a scale starts to make people attribute to that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, I need for you now to just tell everybody where you can be found. I know that you have something that you want to talk about that's a sort of a freebie, a little giveaway. Yes?
I have lots of freebies.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I have lots of freebies.
Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So you can find me on sunnyblakefitness.com. I'm sure it'll appear somewhere wherever this is aired.
It will. Every time I finish a show, I'm always just trying to link all the things everywhere for.
So it's. Oh, you have my last name there. Never mind. So it's Sunny Blake, Sunny BLAKE fitness.com. That's my website. On Instagram, I'm at Sunny Blake. And on Facebook, I'm Sunny Hoppy. Hoppy's my last name.
Hoppy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Not Hoppy.
Hoppy's my last name. Blake's my middle name.
I love Hoppy. That's really cute.
It's German.
Is it?
Yeah, it's German and Czechoslovakian. They pronounce it Hoppe.
Oh.
But us Americans pronounce it Hoppy.
Hoppy Sunny.
Yeah. On my website, if you go to the tab, it says like free offers. I have a smorgasbord of offers.
Cool. Yeah.
I have something that I've coined the Sustainable Six, which I've really boiled overall health and wellness down to 6 keystone habits. Habits and behaviors, and so I educate the reader on it. It's like a 5-page PDF on what the habits are. It goes into what we do with our bodies, what we surround our bodies with, and what we put in our bodies. And then there's like a little quiz and test to see like, okay, where are you on the scale for the Sustainable Six? Cool. And then starts to give like some practical advice for starting to implement these more consistently into your life.
Cool.
I have a 7-day complimentary challenge, which riffs off of the Sustainable Six. And then I have like links to a bunch of other talks that I've been on. I did a training with you with the Physio Revolution.
Yes.
And I talked about goals and habit change and all of that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. I need to have them on again.
Yes, they're phenomenal.
Yeah, they're great at what they do. Awesome. Well, I'm super grateful that you're here. This is a good talk, and I hope that everybody out there just sort of takes to heart, you know, what we're saying when it comes to weight loss and beating yourself up, and understanding that it's just taking the little baby steps and then taking it back to basics and not making it so big that it seems undoable. Even though in the past maybe feels undoable.
Yeah, right? And I would also add to that to remember to enjoy life. we are human beings. We are here to enjoy life.
Yep.
So take time to, it's Cinco de Mayo. Have a margarita. Don't go crazy. Fill it with natural, not triple sec. Okay, right? Have fun. Make good choices, but also remember that if you want a glass of wine, it's not going to make you gain 20 pounds. Right.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation, but just get just keep the balance.
Balance, yes.
Yeah.
I'm a everything in moderation hater.
I know. I'm a balance, but I said everything in moderation. And I was like,
it
I
comes
hate
out,
that.
I know.
talk about
because it's so relative.
balance and planning.
Yes, absolutely.
It is so relative because I could be like, I'm low carb, but it's like, well, what carb was I before?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So plan, balance. You'll be great.
I think I said this in one of the we need to head off, but
Yes.
one of the comments was I make a mean margarita that's all organic, has peppers in it, does have sugar in it, but it's organic sugar and it's delicious. I love making margaritas.
I make a mean margarita. It's just tequila over ice.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Try it.
Okay, everybody, we are running a little bit behind or late, I guess, but Nikki Burnett, Taste Life Nutrition. This is Taste Life Nutrition Radio on KUHS Denver, streaming live. You can find me at Taste Life Nutrition everywhere. The website, the social media, all the places. You can go to my website. You can do a free assessment, and I'll reach out to you personally, and we'll chat about it and see what we can do to help you out with whatever you might have going on. We are all virtual. We have group coaching. We have courses. We are all of the fun things and whatever you need. So reach out. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to support you. Reach out to Sunny. Let her know if there's anything that she can do to support you. And we're grateful to have you. And we'll see you next week at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right.
Bye. Okay, I said finish.